Happy New Year. You know, it really shouldn't take much to convince you that today's threats to our security are unique, they're dangerous, and they're everywhere. No one or place is immune. You can continue believing that because nothing has ever happened, it never will, or that the world in which you spend most of your time in, like work, school, and home, are good areas in which crime doesn't exist. Or maybe you'll be the one who has to deal with the consequences of this thinking. And the consequences of victimization of acts of violence many times can't be undone. So it's time to untrain the wrong, which is basically everything you've been led to believe keeps you secure, but actually makes the world more dangerous for you, and retrain the right, what truly keeps you secure. Stay with me, and I'm going to give you another lesson in the security revolution. We're creating a security revolution. This revolution starts with untraining you of all the garbage that you've been led to believe will keep you secure, which again is almost everything you've been taught about security, and retraining you in what truly will keep you secure. If you want to be a part of taking away the advantages of threats that they have over you, then join this revolution by subscribing to this channel and support it by sharing it with as many people as you can, liking the content that you find valuable, and engage with us. We learn from the experiences of others, and this engagement is absolutely critical. So, while official crime report statistics aren't in yet for 2023, it's clear that crime isn't going away anytime soon. And while crime keeps coming, our ability to defend ourselves from it is being challenged daily. There are cities and places in this country where those who victimize us are given more rights and better treatment than those who are victimized. That's what this country has come to, and it should be quite concerning, regardless of your politics. This is evident in video after video of emboldened thugs who walk into stores in broad daylight and simply take whatever they want without consequence. It's evident in thugs committing the most horrendous of crimes with no regard for numerous witnesses being present to watch them and do nothing to stop them. And I could go on and on. If the things that I'm saying seem foreign to you, then I'm sorry, but you're watching the wrong news. What are the threats that I'm talking about? Well, unfortunately, the list is far too long to get all of them, but here are some of the highlights. Domestic acts of terror is one of the biggest, and if you don't think so, think again. And then there are active shooter incidents in our schools, businesses, and churches, assault, rape, burglary, home invasions, and then the more obscure but equally concerning crimes against people like jugging, needle sticking, using air tags to track people, sliders, and well, I could go on and on. Many of you are wondering what most of the last group, the crimes against people, are because you've never heard of them before. And again, if that's the case, you're watching the wrong news or you're just not paying attention. These are real threats that can and do impact the most improbable of people in the most improbable of places. So, what can you do to stay secure in 2024? Here are a handful of foundational level and what I'm sure you'll find to be unique but effective requirements to being secure, truly secure in 2024 and beyond. Number one, the number one most important thing you can do is believe that it can happen. This is what we call the foundation of true security. You have to believe that victimization of you or your family is possible because if you don't, you'll never do anything to either prevent yourself or those that you love, care, and are responsible for from being a victim. And then, even more than that, how to resolve a situation when prevention efforts fail. And trust me, it can happen anywhere to anyone at any time. Number two, learn what the threats are. Do you know how many people today tell me they purposely don't watch the news? I can't believe that anyone would not want to know what's going on in the world and exactly what may be of threat to them and their families. Think about the importance of information or lack thereof and its power. One of the key elements of the success of communism and dictatorship is taking away information, or at least accurate information from the masses. And we have so many voluntarily giving it up. It's just unfathomable what's going on in this country. Anyway, you need to watch the news and stay abreast of the things that can and will threaten your family in 2024 and well beyond that. And for the best results, you need to get your news from multiple sources. Try watching Fox News and Newsmax, and then watch CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and on and on. And you'll get a significantly different view of the world. Which are right and which are wrong? Well, only you can decide that, but common sense will answer that for you within a day of watching all of these. And remember again, common sense as you do this. If you apply it, you'll clearly see that some of these news sources are withholding truth from you. But again, that will be for you to determine. Number three, learn what threats look, sound, and act like. You've likely heard the buzz phrase situational awareness. Well, it's great on paper, but not so much in reality. Why? Because you can be as situational aware as possible. But if you don't know what threats look, sound, and act like, you won't see them no matter how hard you're looking for them. The problem here is that most young people and even adults have been sheltered all their lives. And as a result, they wouldn't know a threat if it walked up and hit them in the head. You see, threats aren't stupid. They know who their best victims are, and it's those who I just described. Change this in 2024 and understand that this change is critical to true security. Number four, don't rely on the things you've been led to believe will keep you secure. To whom and what am I referring? Well, technology like alarms, cameras, access control systems, 911 alert applications. None of these things truly keep people secure. They're deterrents. And people like law enforcement, security professionals, they won't either. They're there to respond. So, who and what can truly keep you secure? Well, that brings me to number five. Only you can keep you secure. Only your kids can keep your kids secure. Take personal responsibility for your own security, because if you ever find yourself the victim of an unplanned incident of violence, there will be no one there to help you but you. This means that you and only you are responsible for your security. And then finally, number six, desire to get better at security because you choose to rather than because your employer or school is requiring it. Everyone knows there's a big difference between forced training and desired training. The former you'll get zero out of, but the latter will bring you much closer to true proficiency. And then there's this. You've been wrongly led to believe all your life that threats always have an advantage over us. So much so that every security agency, professional, and product assumes that you'll be a victim. And they focus on minimizing the time in which you are exposed to victimization and then how to get you the hero there as quickly as possible to save you. But that rarely happens. When an act of violence threatens your life, you will survive if you have the right mindset and tactics go with that mindset. This is where you need to spend time this year. And this is where Blue U Defense will be your resource for going from a high threat of victimization to almost no threat of victimization. And if you are chosen as a victim, you won't be a victim. Rather, you'll make your threat the victim, which is the way it should be. If you want more and like what you just heard, please join our security revolution and subscribe. Share this with as many people as possible. Listen to every lesson in its entirety. Like everything and comment because, again, we learn from everyone. See you next time. Have a happy, happy new year and a prosperous new year and a blessed new year.